can start. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Professor Susanna El-Massah. I work on economics and sustainability at the College of Interdisciplinary Studies at Zayed University and also at Cairo University. It's a great pleasure to be with you today at the COP27, discussing and talking about how transforming the education system empowers youth with climate action competencies. The new approach is a holistic approach, includes tools of agility, active learning, experiential learning, and uses scenarios, case study analysis, and simulations. The new approach is really transformative, and today we will showcase 6 students who we consider them risk takers, because they are the first batch who are enrolled in social innovation, business transformation, which are new fields of studies, more multidisciplinary, interdisciplinary, if you want to say. And the panel discussion today shows this case and actually will tell how their mindset have been changed to the point to come here to the COP27. These students learn critical thinking, problem solving, analytical skills, policy design, and they don't sit for exams. They don't do exams ever, no one single exam. What do? They are assessed every and each lecture on how they approach knowledge, how they tackle problems, and later they are evaluated on how they find out innovative solutions to real-world problems and scenarios, case studies that they are given. And actually, some bottlenecks, even in net zero in some countries, they have dealt with they came up with very innovative solutions in their modern economic thought course that I'm teaching. Last month, they participated in the simulation of COP27. This simulation was organized by the British University in Cairo in collaboration with the UNDP. And today, they are here in the COP27 shadowing the real negotiators, the real UAE negotiators. And we are looking forward for them to become actual negotiators in the future. As their professor and mentor, I think and I believe this is the right time and the right place to actually say I'm really proud of you. Zayed University is really proud of you, and the UAE at large should be proud of you. And please join me to applaud them and give them a big encouragement. Sophia, Alia, Fatma, Reem, Mehreen, and Gabriel. So now I will open the panel with giving them some questions where they share their experience and tell us how did they approach this new program, this new transformational system in education. Guys, tell me, how do you think what are the flaws of the traditional learning system that may hamper the climate change solutions? Who can answer this? Who can answer this?
Open question?
Open. Yeah, Mehreen, go ahead.
So first of all, thank you so much, Professor, for introducing us. We're here because of you, so thank you. I would like to start by saying that education is the primary source of acquiring environmental knowledge for students and for youth and for children. So we need to make sure that education is doing its job right. It's doing what it's intended to do. But the real thing is that over the years, education has remained rather static. If you think about communication, in the past, we used to communicate with carrier pigeons. We used to send messages through pigeons. And now we do it through mobile phones. Communication has evolved, but the education system has remained static. It is outdated now. And so what we need is a reformation to make education system more interdisciplinary. Because if you solve a real world problem, you don't solve by looking at one specific aspect or one problem or one thing. You look at it in a holistic manner. So education system needs to do the same thing. It needs to be interdisciplinary. When you think of business, business is one major. It's boxed into business. engineering is one, computer science is one. There's no interconnection, there's no relationship, but they're all interconnected. Sustainability impacts computer science, it impacts entrepreneurship, it impacts businesses. So what schools and education systems need to do is that it needs to make it interdisciplinary so that the courses can allow students to acquire knowledge from not just one box, but rather holistically from a number of boxes, because that's how they're going to solve real world problems.
Thank you so much, Mehreen. Actually, this what brings the agility and dynamic system in the courses we offer in the College of Interdisciplinary Studies. Every semester we bring case studies from the industry, and we have the partner challenge with industry and companies where they cooperate with the students during the whole semester, and they share with them the problems they face in the business itself, and the students communicate with them on how to find innovative solutions. Alia, in specific, what do you think, or how can we help making the awareness of climate action improve in our community?
So the role of youth in climate action is crucial, as they're the leaders of tomorrow. In Zayed University, we have launched the Sustainability Club. The aim of the Sustainability Club is to ensure that the youth is being involved in climate actions by linking each major to sustainability. So for instance, for computational systems, we're getting guest speakers from Injazat company to speak about the importance of using technology to reduce carbon emissions. For the business major, we're getting guest speakers from Carbon Middle East company to speak about the importance of shifting toward sustainable packaging and the packaging industry for the businesses. As well, we participated in the COP27 simulation in the British University in Egypt in collaboration with the UN, just the professor, she mentioned that. As well as we participated in a SDG competition in UAE University in Al Ain, and we actually went to the finals. As well as we're participating in a public speaking competition by the Emirates Environmental Group on water and food security. So there's a misconception that the students think that sustainability is just about the environment, which is not true. We need to incorporate sustainability in each major, and this is what we are doing in the Sustainability Club at Zayed University in order to achieve the UAE vision of reaching net zero by 2050. So we have a new initiative by the Sustainability Club. It's called Path to COP28. We're going to launch this initiative in January. We're looking to collaborate with the Youth Hub in SDG, UAE SDG, in order to prepare students to participate in the COP28.
Thank you so much, Alia. I'm sure that the role you are playing as a leader of this club will make a great change in the community around us. Fatma, how could an interdisciplinary approach help in climate change education, from your perspective?
Okay, so all of our courses in the College of Interdisciplinary Studies actually allowed us to explore how we can apply different concepts in a holistic manner, like Mehreen said. And it also aids us in the understanding of how different concepts can be seen as mutually exclusive rather than just in their individual levels. This can also be applied to climate action and how it can be seen in different disciplines, ranging from economics and business down to psychology and ethics, like we do in social innovation. And in this sense, you can kind of think of it as when someone tries to think of a different sector, you can also incorporate sustainability and climate action as well. For instance, if I was to start a business, like rather than just thinking of it previously as like firms and enterprises, you can think of it as in a sustainable manner as well. And you would incorporate it to make a more green and sustainable business for the future.
Fatma, from this perspective, how did you transfer this to your family, to your neighborhood? Did you talk with your family members about how you approach sustainability, how we should think about the problems we are facing in a holistic approach? Did this impact your daily life?
Yes, definitely. Like, I mean, as soon as we started the course, it was definitely a big shift from normal education. And so I went home to my mom and I was telling her about how we have more than one course actually. And she was like, okay, so are you studying like a whole lot of different things? Your brain is going to go all over the place. And I was like, Okay, but then with the years, then like as the semesters goes by, I kind of thought of this as they're all interconnected in the same manner. I can apply what I learned in modern economic thought to psychology and vice versa. And so it was kind of like one big course, but with different branches.
Interesting.
That's very interesting. I just wanted to add that I was just talking to my professor before about how she used to teach Islamic economics, and that's interesting because I'm sure you've not even heard of something where you combine religion, like Islam, and something philosophical or a discipline like economics. But that just showcases how interlinked these courses actually are, but we just don't realize it. So even Fatma met someone who was doing research on how religions impact sustainability. So you don't think there's a connection, but honestly and actually there is. So that's why the system needs to be reformed to make that more prevalent.
Definitely. Reem, how does active learning from your perspective help in the awareness of climate action? How can we change the mindset? How can we impact people around us? How can we nudge the behavior?
I think, first of all, as a student of active learning, we are quite aware, as my colleagues mentioned, both Fatma and Mehreen, and as well as Alia mentioned about the Sustainability Club. So both active learning, we're trying to take away our learnings from our classroom, engaging them to real world challenges, which is the biggest challenges that as a global, as a macro level, we're facing is climate. So we're trying to engage more of our active learning in our classrooms. What is the impact, how we could say, our economic classroom, our ethic, how could that relate to climate? How could that relate to climate action and sustainability and so furthermore? A few days ago, actually, I've been connected as an example of the founder of Youth Delegation Academy. So I'm sorry, but I don't remember any names. I have a bad memory, but she's the founder, and she quite explained for me what they're doing exactly to bring on education from the classrooms and into real world challenges, especially climate. So they are primarily focusing on low-income countries. They're primarily focused on the youth participants on each an education, how they could primarily use education to sustainable youth involvement on participating, decision making, taking actions, and how could they approve that step by step in growing sense. Alia mentioned we are the leaders of tomorrow, so we need to participate on these small things and try to actively learn from our small classrooms, from our small meetings. I would say sometimes would be boring, but try to engage it more on what would be better, to how could we solve it in real world challenges.
Thank you so much, Reem. Gabrielle, what do you like to see in your educators, in the educators who give you classes in the classroom? What do you think is still missing for educators to embed climate action in their teaching, in their mindset, on how they transfer knowledge? So do we need a capacity building for educators? How do you see that?
Yeah, that's actually a great question because, like, as my colleagues are saying, like, we need a change in the system, and we cannot like just change the system without changing or build a new capacity program to the educators, to the people that are going to be there guiding us. So one thing that I was thinking is that before the knowledge was centralized in the high institutions, right, the universities and high schools and these kind of things. But today is quite different. Today, like anyone can open Google and search about climate change and search about laws and search about even medicine. Of course, you're not going to become a doctor, but you're going to find a lot of things that are going to help you. And this is actually amazing, but at the same time, it can create some challenges for us because at some point, we kind of lose the track of what's actually the correct thing and what is the thing that are going to make us biased toward our decisions. So I think the educators are really important in guiding the students, and especially with this new approach that we are mixing and changing the way that we are learning, the educators are very important to guide us in this part. So to educate them, I think that the crucial thing would be like a capacity program, let's say, that would teach how they can teach the students the specialized areas, but with the sustainability approach, let's say, in law, in medicine, in business, entrepreneurship. Because maybe I think Marin was saying that even in business, It's 100% related, even though sometimes we would not imagine. Even if you're creating like a new organization or a business that is focused on cars, or it's focusing in, I don't know, any kind of products, the sustainability is somehow there. And the educators, they need to teach the students how are they going to apply in their daily lives when they are creating their business or so. So imagine, I don't know, a company. Every company, we have a culture of the company, right? So maybe you are not going to produce a new, like the new EV, the new electrical vehicle, but you can introduce in the company a culture that would help the team to be more green, let's say, with recycled beans, and not just this, but maybe the energy would come from solar panels or something like this.
Yes.
So you can see like how it's connected. You maybe just don't think so, but with this capacity program, I think it would be interesting to make everything connected, not just one area here, the other area here, and the other area here.
Yeah, even when we both were selected to come here, we are both business majors, so people were like, oh, why are you
Yeah.
going to a sustainability conference? So that's the thing, like people don't understand how things are linked.
What Gabrielle is saying reminds me with Henry Ford assembly line when it was introduced the first time. It has changed the efficiency of car production and completely different, just changing the way the labor are handling the parts of the car has changed the efficiency and improved the productivity. Just little things. And that's what we need from education. The educators need to change their mindset and come to the guidance, not to the knowledge transfer. The knowledge is everywhere now, everywhere. Just the guidance, the facilitating is needed for the students or the youth to know what to pick from all this knowledge. What's right, what's wrong, the logical thinking on how to build pieces and pieces of knowledge together in order to reach a solution to real-world problems. Last question to Sophia. Sophia is from Chile, and she has done a lot in her country, and she is studying now in Dubai under scholarship at Zayed University, and she's doing a great job indeed. So, Sophie, what has been your biggest takeaway from this COP27, and you are taking it forward to the COP28 in the UAE?
Thank you, Professor. So for me, during this COP, I've been able to understand better the implications and needs and impacts that these events have. And I think one of the main takeaways we can do is the need to include the youth, such as us, in events as this. Taking part in the negotiation meetings alongside the UAE team allowed me to understand that it's not enough to just allow youth to come to these events and see. It's important to also let them join the important discussions that take place, for them to understand how it's done. So when it is our time to do so, we can do a good job. By allowing them to join the negotiations, we're shaping the minds of the future leaders that will take on this challenge as their main concern. Another point would be the need to take measurable actions. Undoubtedly, the negotiations taking place today in COP and in these weeks are important, but we need to not stop there. It is not enough, for example, to have bins for separate waste items when it comes to recycling. We should also have a national and international plan to make sure that not all waste items end up in the same place.
That was a great thing to take to the COP28.
For sure. And I also want to say that I hope in COP28, the UAE will guide its attendees into taking sustainable options. For example, that correlate with the intention of this event. For example, by making the consumption of meat a luxury in price when compared to sustainable options, or ultimately and ideally removing it from the menus entirely, as a sustainable part of Expo 2020 did last year. Thank you.
Thank you, Sophia. This also takes me to the idea of building up on what happened in COP27. We need to showcase more. So in my mind, I will look at the UAE in COP28, building on this, maybe showcase of or nudging behavior of people attending the COP27 on how they deal with the daily life behavior. Some examples, some booths every here and there, just to show how recycling work, how consumption of food work. So looking at the great experience, I would say it's great. I'm Egyptian and I'm so proud that Egypt succeeded so much, even be above my expectations to organize such an important event. But I'm looking also to the UAE to build upon this, and it's something for the whole world. It's not a country thing. It's a worldwide conference. Worldwide, we are building this all together, and we will not reinvent the wheel. We are building on each other. Apparently, this was indeed a very fruitful discussion that showcased the approach of learning within the College of Interdisciplinary Studies as a transformational education system. This type of quality education is what is represented by SDG 4 in the SDGs. We don't talk about education, we should talk about quality education. It's not about how many students we graduate, it's about the quality, the competencies that students will be decision makers or leaders with a mindset of looking at the environment, society, and the economics at the same time. And now I'm delighted to take this chance to launch our new undergraduate program at Zayed University, the Bachelor degree in Sustainability. And this degree actually is not a degree in environmental science as it used to be. It is instead a holistic approach of connecting the three pillars of sustainability: economics, environment, and also the society. Actually, I just present here, can you move the slide, how the program works. The program has 8 semesters with 120 credit hours. All of them, they are serving the 17 SDGs. They are linked to them all in the curriculum itself. We have general education of 40 credit hours, and we have 45 of credit hours for core courses, 13 credit hours of electives from everywhere, and concentration courses of 22 hours. So the concentration courses, the 22, could be one of the 3 concentrations, as you can see here. Sustainable enterprise, where it examines how environmental and societal sustainability can be managed and enhanced through creative and profitable business ideas. So it's more into businesses. And sustainability policies, this serves the government and more into policy designs, actions, and how different knowledge systems utilize scientific findings to inform sustainability decisions or policies. And then the sustainable environments, this is the one more connected to environmental sciences. So it teaches problem-solving skills, implementing innovative solutions to complex problems that are related to environment and human resources. So the first batch will be enrolled in fall 2023. And we will start with the sustainable environments, and then we will move to the other concentrations one after the other. I was so happy introducing this to you today and showcase our students. And now I'm delighted to open the floor for discussion or questions or comments. Thank you.
Okay, so Professor, before getting into the questions,
yes,
I would really want to thank Zayed University and the government of the UAE into taking this risk and transforming education. This old mindset of just one major should be eliminated. All majors are connected, especially with having a global achievement of reaching net zero by 2050. We need to change the approach of education. So I would really want to thank Zayed University, as we as students, we can see how much skills we have gained from this program, and we are here just second-year students. I'm 18 years old and my colleagues are 20 and 21, and being in such events showcase how this program have really equipped us with the skills required for the future. So now we would like to open the floor for any questions that you guys have for us.
Thank you so much. Actually, I'm really happy to be here. My name is Nadi Mahmoud. I'm a teacher and researcher of sustainability at Bonn University, and I'm the land use lead at the Climate Champions team. Actually, I have a question to all of you, which I'm very interested to know about. While building such a program in a country in the Middle East, Did you decide to adapt the entire understanding of sustainable development goals and the Eastern society way of understanding about sustainability, or did you try to elaborate more so that the content of the program is well fitting the Middle East and the ecosystems in the Middle East, which they are very different than different environments all over the world. So this is my main question, and thank you so much.
So,
Yeah.
so just to understand your question exactly, you're asking if we adopted the program, if we adopted sustainability into our majors,
Okay, yeah.
or if we, what was the second option that you suggested?
I think he was asking if
About the
it's
curriculum.
more. I think
He's
if
asking
it's
about
an-
the curriculum, right?
Yeah.
About the curriculum, how we design the curriculum to be connected to the Middle East issues.
Uh-huh. Yes. Oh, that's a very good question.
Actually, we are designing the courses at Zayed University. We don't use ready-made courses. So all the case studies, all the scenarios that students work on, we work on them as faculty at Zayed University. They are not ready-made ones. So definitely, we will consider the global issues, since climate change and global warming and sustainability is a global issue. And then we focus more on the pressing issues for the country at the local level and also at the regional level. So this is how we build our courses. Thank you for your question. Any other questions? Thank you so much. Can you bring the QR code, please?
Yes.
This is if you need more information or details, you can reach out to any of us. This is a barcode for LinkedIn for us all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, صورة.